So, what is magic? It's many things to many people. And what we're going to be doing here today is kind of basic magic. We're not doing ceremonial magic. We're going a little further than we would with simple everyday magics, which are just as valuable and just as important. So among the definitions of magic, actually, I've collected over 50 pages of definitions of magic from all of my reading in places. And here are a few of my very, very favorite ones. Of course, Aleister Crowley, one of the first. Magic is the science and art of causing change in accord with will. This is a statement that can be contemplated deeply over and over again, each word taking on a fuller and bigger understanding. There's also, wait a minute here. There's also Starhawk's modification of a definition by Dion Fortune. And that one says that magic is the art of creating change in consciousness in accord with will. So that in adding that change in consciousness is a very significant idea here, because as we're going to see, magic deals with a realm of consciousness and awareness that can influence the physical. But what we're entering into is a realm and a world in which that is the real focus. Anadea Judith has a wonderful, very simple meaning that's so profound of probability enhancement. Speaking of, we're not trying to do the totally impossible, although occasionally, upon occasion, that does happen. Mostly we're working with probabilities that are already there somewhere in the environment, in the essence, in nature, in the rhythm and flow of life. And we're enhancing certain ones of those probabilities. We're adding to it. And I think that's one of the safest ways and best ways to work with magic. Florence Farr, who was head of the London Temple of the Golden Dawn, for many years, said that magic is unlimiting our experience, taking the limits off of what we think we can experience. Enrique Enriquez, very well known in the tarot community, says that magic is the intentional use of symbols to engage the mind in a process of transformation. Again, that the essence of this transformation or change is really at a consciousness level. In the mind. And then kind of my meaning, my personal meaning is that magic is the ability to align with the hidden forces of nature in a way that best serves your highest goal. In essence, your will and the will of the divine becomes one and the same. And by the way, as I say, divine, spirit, entities, supernatural entities, anytime I use any of these words, insert your own meaning for that. That can be your higher self, it can be angels, it can be ancestors, whatever for you works as a force that can be guide and help you engage with the flow of energy that is magic that you want to access. Gods and goddesses, all that is. So, magic, as far as I'm concerned, my personal thing, and that's what you're here for, I guess, is that we as human beings don't really experience what is called reality, the material world. What we experience is our subjective experience of this material world. And in this subjective experience, there is, among human beings, an intersubjectivity. So that when we are in agreement about this is a fact, this is what is, the earth is brown, the sky is blue, those are intersubjective experiences that many in either our personal group, our culture, our country, the world, different levels of intersubjective agreement come to agreement about. And so all of this is taking place in our consciousness, in our awareness. This is what we are aware of. And so with magic, we're working very much with the fact that this level of conscious awareness actually creates change as we transform it, creates change in our experience of the material world. And that material world and other people often respond with us to that level of experience. So we're going to be doing a ritual here today. I want to focus here on a few things that we need to know more besides the magic definitions. Both the scientist Dean Radin and the magician Dion Fortune both tell us that the practice of magic is a learned technique involving discipline, knowledge, and practical tools. So I think it benefits us to, get an idea of those, what we're working with. First, I want to mention the major inhibitors of magic, and these are an analytical mind, disbelief and negativity, anxiety and strain, distraction and aimlessness. So much of what we are doing are to put these things aside. Primary among the enhancements of magic are, and I keep adding to the list, so forgive me. First and foremost, intention, and along with that, the other side of it is the focused will. So I asked you to come to the workshop with such an intention that needs to be firm and clear so that you can set it forth by will. Remember that any act performed with intention can be seen as ritual. So any act performed with intention can be seen as ritual. Ritual is simply symbol in motion. Symbols are the way in which we create those sympathies and understandings among things. So one of the primary ways of doing that is creating sacred space. So that's the other next enhancement tool. Carl Jung called the sacred space a temenos, kind of a temple. Often this involves links to the four elements, earth and sky, and supernatural agencies or entities, divinity, angels, whatever. But it can simply be established through your breath, which is where we began. The next enhancement, affirmative belief coupled with visualization. And visualization I'm using in the broadest sense of not so much literally seeing as seeing with your mind's eye. It may come to you through any one of the senses rather than just the visual, but I'm using this primarily because this is what we often associate with, and developing that visualization can be very important. So affirmative belief, affirmations. So I want you to take your 4 aces. You're going to be doing this along with me. And the 4 aces are our markers, our energy for the 4 directions. We're going to be laying them out east, south, west, and north. So that's going clockwise in the northern hemisphere. Southern hemisphere, you're going to have to work it out for yourselves. I'd like everybody to take a couple of deep breaths. In through your nose, out through your mouth, in a steady stream. And feel your feet flat on the floor, the base of your spine connecting with the chair, and through that all the way down to the earth beneath you. And a very simple grounding is to breathe into the base of your spine or your feet, sending a cord of energy down into the ground, down through the earth, down past the rivers and rocks, down towards the center of the earth, sending that cord down, feeling yourself going deeper and deeper and deeper all the way to the center of the earth, where you come into a cave that has a rock, an omphalos, of the navel of the earth, at the very center. Deep breath. Let us call on the powers of the south, the element of fire and suit of wands, with its flames ever glowing. We invoke your energies. Be here now. What are the energies you call on with the south? Great stag, creativity, enthusiasm, launch, spirit, noonday sun, ambition, passion, heart connection, burn clean, creativity, desire, inspired enthusiasm. Be with us now. All right. And we're going to move into our intention. So the statement of intention is very important for what we want this working to be. So whatever cards you picked to state what it is that you want to bring in, those now go into the center of your working, or whatever place you want to place, wherever you want to place them on your altar, and state out loud what your intention is, what you are bringing into being. If you need a time delimiter within 6 months, include that. But have these cards so that you can see what it is that you are creating. And let spirit, all of those entities that you have called on, know what this intention is.